Hey guys, it's me, Richard Seller, here to talk to you a little bit today about something we've been seeing a lot of, a big uptick in our practice, which is whistleblower claims. You may hear a puppy barking in the background. I brought my puppy in today. His name is Whiskey. He's seems to lately have a big problem with the FedEx guy, so I apologize if you hear a short little bark in the background. He's generally not at the office, but I couldn't bear leaving him home today. All right, I digress. Let's go back to talking a little bit about whistleblower cases. These are cases that are near and dear to me. These are cases that I absolutely love handling. Obviously, when I say love handling, we're dealing with a tragedy. Somebody's generally been fired from it. So when I say love handling, it just inspires me to be able to help people. A whistleblower is the core of the gatekeeper in our workplaces today. The whistleblower is the person who sees something illegal going on or what they believe to be illegal in the workplace, and they stand up and they say something about it. And unfortunately, sometimes, we all know where nice guys finish, and that's last. These employees wind up getting fired for raising their objections, and we go very aggressively after the employer for doing it. We had a client who was working for a pharmaceutical company. She was making probably close to, I'm just trying to remember exactly what it was, but I want to say somewhere between $70,000 to $100,000 a year. She was a fairly high-ranking executive at the company. And what she saw is that the company was engaging in illegal practices regarding pharmaceuticals, meaning they were putting on reports that they were having these pharmaceuticals prescribed by a certain pharmacy, when in fact it wasn't true, and it was in essence creating fraud not only on the government but on the employer's customers. So she did what she felt was the right thing, and she went to management and she said, look, what's going on here is illegal. It can't continue, and I don't want any part of it. I can't be a part of it. Guess what happened 2 weeks later? They fired her, and they made up some reason. They made up some reason saying that she just wasn't a good fit for the work environment. And we all know it was nonsense. This was a single mother of two. She came to me and said, Rich, I tried to do the right thing, and here I am out on the street, figuratively, but I lost my job that I loved. I can't work with the people I love. How am I going to pay for my kids? How am I going to pay my mortgage? And initially, the employer fought. They wouldn't resolve the case. And unfortunately for my client, she continued to look for work, but wasn't able to find anything. We suspected that they were blackballing her in the industry. And things got really bad for her. She fell behind on her mortgage. She incurred some credit card debt. She wasn't able to pay for things that she had previously been able to pay for her kids. And it was a really sad situation. And here's the truth, guys. So we can fight, but I can't force an employer to step up and do the right thing. Only a judge or a jury can. So sometimes during the process, we just got to wait it out. But during that time, we're fighting and we're pushing to try to do the right thing. Anyway, a long story in the resolution is we finally got them in some what we call depositions, where I get to ask them questions under oath. And we got some pretty nasty admissions from some of their employees, meaning some really bad things for them. And then we got to mediation, and we turned around and we were able to settle the case for a pretty substantial sum for our client. And, I got a letter from her a couple weeks later telling me, and I kind of get, when I say emotional, I get, it gives me a lot of joy, but she said that we saved her life. And what she said in the letter was, with what we were able to get her during the mediation, she was able to get herself out of debt. She was able to pay her mortgage. And it gave her some time. Based on the settlement, it gave her approximately an extra 8 months in addition to getting her out of debt, to being able to find a job while she had some money behind her and in the bank. And all of us can appreciate what it's like to at least know that you've got a little bit of support behind you. You've got some money in the bank when looking for a job, rather than scrambling when your back is against the wall. She was able to shield the situation from her children. But I don't know how much longer she would have been able to shield the situation if we weren't able to get her those monies. So, when we get a resolution for a client on a whistleblower or any type of case, it's life-changing, because they know that somebody's got their back. And, at the end of the day, is the employer ever going to come to you and apologize and say, you know what, we did it, we're so sorry? Now, so the only measure of compensation, the only way to make things right in these types of cases, unfortunately, is through compensation. And when we're able to secure that for a client, when they're able to hear that we were able to get them a nice recovery on their case, the sense of relief in their voice, the sense of just appreciation, you sort of hear that collective exhale. Somebody's helping me, and I'm going to be okay. And that's why we do what we do. It really is special to know that we're able to reach out and help somebody, especially when employers are doing these illegal things in the workplace. So from the perspective of whistleblower cases, you're protected in Florida. You're also protected under the federal laws. If you work for a Florida employer that has at least 10 or more employees, and you believe that something is going on in the workplace is illegal, use your voice. If you believe it's illegal, even if it's ultimately not, the standard in Florida is whether you reasonably believe it's illegal. Use your voice. Put it in writing. Hey, I'm seeing X, Y, and Z here. I don't think this is legal. I don't think we should be doing this. Protect yourself. Put it in writing. We need folks like whistleblowers to keep companies from doing the wrong things. If we didn't have whistleblowers, you would have drugs that are being sold to the public that are harmful. If we didn't have whistleblowers, you would have people defrauding the U.S. government, which costs us as taxpayers money. If you didn't have whistleblowers in the workplace, you would have dangerous goods and products being sold in the marketplace because there would be nobody on the inside watching. The government can only do so much to police employers. That's why the law rewards employees for stepping forward and raising illegal issues in the workplace or what they reasonably believe to be illegal. Now, so in Florida, if you're wrongfully terminated for being a whistleblower in the workplace, it's a case we commonly take on. You're on our website for a reason. Take a look. I believe at some of the examples we list of what could be protected activity. But even if you're not sure, if you think it's on the border and you complain about something and go to HR and you just don't think it's fair and you wind up getting disciplined or fired, reach out to us. It's always a free consultation. We're always happy to sit down and take a look at your case and see if it's something we can help you with. And if we don't think it's a viable case, look, here's the truth. I'm from New Jersey. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear just to make you happy. I'm going to be a straight shooter with you. I've been down in Florida for about 22 years now, so I guess now I'm a Floridian, but I still have that Jersey in me. So I'm going to tell you what you need. If I think you've got a case, I'm going to tell you. But if I don't think there's anything illegal, I'm not going to send you away empty-handed. I'm at least going to give you some advice moving forward that's going to give you some protection or some ability or a roadmap to proceed to sort of navigate the landmine of your employment. And folks, life is short. Here's the reality. If you're working for somebody and you're miserable and you can find another job, then do that. Life is too short to stay in a work environment where they're doing illegal things and you feel that you're a prisoner because of a paycheck. I respect the fact we all need to provide for our families, but if you're miserable in your work environment, start looking for another job. As a lawyer, I've worked for different firms. I've been miserable before at a job, and it's a terrible feeling. It affects everything in your life, including, coming home and being grouchy in front of your family and friends. So that has nothing to do with being a whistleblower. That's just me sort of looking out the window on a rainy Monday, thinking to myself, I've been in this position before. I've worked for somebody where things are not necessarily on the up and up, and it's an important aspect of your job and of your well-being to say something about it. So that's Florida State Whistleblower. Just really briefly, there's also something called relator actions. If you work for an entity and they're defrauding the government, we see it in Medicaid, Medicare a lot, in the hospital environment, where they're billing the government for alleged medical practices that they're not actually doing. These are high-value cases to the person who complains and ultimately gets fired. The government finds that the company is defrauding the U.S. government. You, as the person who brings that issue to light, may be entitled to a significant percentage of the money they recover. And there's cases for $100 million, $50 million, $30 million, $10 million, where the person who simply raised the issue, who made the complaint, winds up with millions of dollars just for doing the right thing. It's like a government protection program in the sense of the government wants people to be incentivized to step forward and report these violations. So if you work for a company that's doing work and billing the federal government, either for medical services or, some sort of construction contracts, we see it often where they're defrauding the government by, overbilling and underperforming. Call us or contact us and let us walk you through that landmine, because we may be able to protect your share of a significant percentage of what the government recovers back from the contractor. So it's we call it the lottery ticket cases, because when clients come forward and they're actually determined to be the person who brought the issue up, it's lottery type money for those clients, and it's pretty amazing. So that's my my little talk on whistleblower stuff. I hope you found it informative. If you're on our website, like I said, you're here for a reason. We're here to try to help you. If you need the help, we're here to provide it. Hopefully we can get you back on your feet. One last point. There is a article on the website that talks about what to do if you've been fired, and I think it's an important piece. It gives you a couple of bullet points for how to move forward with your life, not only finding employment, but also how to protect yourself in the event that a lawsuit may arise. So again, thanks, and we'll catch up with you on another seminar. Hi, this is Richard Seller from www.floridaovertimelawyer.com. If you're a Florida employee and you feel your rights have been violated, reach out to our law firm, either toll-free at 866-344-9243 or at www.floridaovertimelawyer.com. I personally evaluate every claim that comes in, and I will give you the advice whether we think we can help you or not on your claims. Also, if you're outside the state of Florida, we handle cases all over the country. So go ahead and give us a call or an email and let us know how we can help, and you'll get candid advice from a candid lawyer about what to do with your claims.